Now let's quickly talk about how we can perform all these bivariate significant tests that we have talked about in our slide, and that can be done in Python, right? So what I can basically do is like I have just imported some of the libraries which is required here. Basically, one of the required library to perform certain level of data manipulation is Pandas. Then we have the NumPy to perform certain level of mathematical operations, and then the most important library from the statistical test perspective is SciPy. So I'll be just importing this library also, and the data that I'm going to use is is the same which I've used initially also, like in the last session. So I can show you the data in Excel. So this is the data. This is how the data looks like. We have the customer ID, state, location, code. So basically, there are few variables which are continuous in nature. Few are discrete. Few are categorical variables in there. So essentially, the different types of columns or the data types we have talked about in our descriptive analytics session. So these are the different ways of different data types we have in this particular data set. So depending upon the type of variable, we'll be performing level of significant test, right? So this is just a very simple level of getting to know about the data, like how and what are the different shape or like different observations, the columns inside the data, how many columns are there, how many the like using the head or the tail is just to get an idea, like top observations at the top on the bottom observations. That's what the basic intent. And if you go through, these are the different by using the info statement, you will be getting the variables with their data types like object, floats, integer, and all. So that's what basically the data types. If you want to describe in a similar fashion, which we did on earlier session, so you will get the this basic description of all the numeric variable we have, right? So you have income USD, customer lifetime, monthly premium, number of policies, and all. So we'll see the basic descriptive statistics for all these numeric variable. Now, if we wanted to specify all these numerical variable in a way in a different list and all, so we can use this piece of code, and then we can have this variable which consists of all the variable in a list which is numerical in nature, right? In a similar way, we can categorize and we can have the discrete variable and for continuous variable also, right? uh, Again, this is the way that we can have all the categorical variables that is there inside the data. So you can see we have 6 continuous variable, 14 categorical variable with us. Now I'm going to basis, this is the same table that I have placed it on the slide deck. Basically, I have just placed it over here also, so that when you will just go through and download the code, basically I'll just place this particular whole piece of code on my GitHub account, and then probably you can download it. So you will see, and it will be a very easy for you guys to see, like on which situation which test needs to be performed under which null hypothesis or the alternative hypothesis used to be, right? So what exactly I have done is like I have imported like scipy.stat, and for doing the one sample t-test, so I need to import this library and then sub function of it. So suppose for using this month since policy inception, I just wanted to understand the average month that is there inside the data is 50. So this is what something that I wanted to test it. So the one sample t-test is the only is the only univariate test that we have, where we need to define whatever the things which I wanted to test it. So like for example, I have just given you a company is wanted to understand the average salary, or like average age of the person who are living in the Delhi NCR, etc. So that's what it is all about, having the one sample t-test. Here using this particular for this particular variable, I just wanted to understand, whether it is average, it is 50 or not, right? So I'm doing a sample, one sample t-test on this specific variable. So once I'll be doing this t-test underscore one sample, I'll be getting certain p-value, and for here, most of the time we get the results on 95 confidence intervals. So what do you mean by confidence interval? Is like, suppose if we have taken 100 sample from a particular population, what do you mean by confidence level? Is like, out of the 100 samples we have taken, 95 sample will be having my null hypothesis number. Like if I'm just assuming 50 as a my null hypothesis number or the average month, then 95 sample will consider my 50 as a whole interval range, right? So this is what essentially reflects how much you are confident about the data, right? And the remaining piece of the confidence interval, it just become your significance level. On the basis of that, you decide whether you need to reject your null hypothesis or not. So you can see we have the t-test statistics here, and we have the p-value here also. And from the getting the p-value, so this is what the p-value that we have got once we just run through this piece of code. And since we have also printed it out, since p-value is less than 0.05, we have to conclude like my result is significant, statistically significant. Hence, I am rejecting my null hypothesis, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, since I'm rejecting my null hypothesis, I essentially says like the data that I'm collecting from a sample, it does not consist of average monthly policy equal to 50. So that's what the conclusion that I can make from a one sample. Now moving to two sample test, which is nothing but two sample independent t-test. So we wanted to understand like two variable, which is customer lifetime value, and the second one is gender, male and female. So we would like to understand, is there any average difference between the customer lifetime value with respect to their male or female population? This is what essential the hypothesis that we would like to test it. So what we have done using this piece of code, using the SciPy library only, we have first of all divided this gender variable into different groups, and then make a sample like column wise sample, and then calculated the p-value. So with respect to the p-value, you can decide whether you need to reject your null hypothesis or not. In a similar way, we have the two sample paired t-test also. So the basic difference between the two sample independent t-test and the dependent t-test is, in independent t-test, the population or the between the groups are independent between each other, right? So the sample or the data that you have for male is completely independent of female population. However, in case of two sample paired test, one of the population data, one of the data points we have, it is basically dependent on the second population data also. Suppose we would like to understand like how many what are the uh, liquidity available before the demonetization and after demonetization. So that's the way we are comparing, and they are both of these samples, or like the data is dependent to each other. So that's what we are doing, essentially identifying the significant difference between two data points or not. So that's what we will be doing, the two sample paired t-test. So in a similar way, we will be running this piece of code with the t-test underscore real, that will be giving us the two sample paired t-test result. And in a similar way, we can perform the ANOVA, which is nothing but analysis variance or F test, which essentially takes the categorical variable with respect to your continuous variable only. However, the only difference would be the categorical variable should be having at least three categories, right? So you can see for policy type and between the monthly premium auto USD dollar, we have the three categories like personal auto, corporate auto, and the special auto. So these are the three categories we have. And for continuous variable, we have like this, and this is what the distribution looks like. Now, the idea of testing the null hypothesis would be like whether across all these policy type, whether it is a personal auto, corporate auto, and the special auto, the monthly premium for auto segment is the same or not, right? So this is what we basically want to test it. So using the basically this piece of code, you basically get the p-value, and on the basis of the p-value with respect to your alpha, you decide whether your policy type across your monthly premium amount across the different policy types average is equal or not. So essentially the average monthly premium auto is equal for the different policy type, equal or not, right? So that's what essentially you will be just figuring out in terms of conclusion. In a simpler way, we have another way of calculating the ANOVA, which is essentially from the stats model dot API library. This is the another way of doing this. So simply is whenever we develop the linear regression model, this is the way of out of it. So using this piece of code of OLS, ordinary least square, with respect to your dependent variable as a continuous variable, policy type as a categorical variable, and then you basically run this piece of code and you will get the result here. So F statistics is something that you need to look into it, and probability value for this is something that you need to look into it for rejecting the null hypothesis or not rejecting the null hypothesis. So you guys can see from the OLS results, you are getting the probability of 0.984. However, you are once you are using the SciPy library, you are still getting the 0.984 as a probability value. So basically, out of these two methods, any one of the method that can be chosen for the F-test analysis. Again, we talked about the ANOVA test. Now we can talk about the chi-square test also. Chi-square test essentially talks about whether two categorical variables are independent to each other or not. So the null hypothesis is like both of the categorical variables are independent to each other. That's what the null hypothesis would like to test it. So you guys can see, first of all, we can have the cross tab analysis between the two categorical variable, and then we will be having analysis of the SciPy stat dot chi2 contingency, and then we basically analyze the p-value and then further concluded with respect to whether your these two variables are independent or not. Like across the state, male population, male and female population are independent to each other or not, right? So this is what essentially we are just interested to analyze it further. And this is what, when we have two categorical variable with us, now what happens like when we have two continuous variable with us, right, to analyze with. So when we have two continuous variables, purely continuous variables, then we can have the Pearson correlation test, how much each of these variables are correlated to each other, whether there is a positive correlation or negative correlation, and if there is a positive or the negative, how much the magnitude of that correlation amount. So that's what something we can get it with using the Pearson R is one of the function that we have in the SciPy statistics. And with respect to using this piece of code, we can get the Pearson correlation test, that is 0.226. So nearly 23%, or like nearly zero point 0.3 amount of correlation that exists between these two variables of total claim amount and customer lifetime value. So would like to intervene here, like the higher the value, higher the magnitude of the value of the correlation test, higher the correlation between the two variables will be, right? So the value of the Pearson correlation statistics lies into a -1 to +1. And similarly, the null hypothesis is predefined, which is there is no correlation, is equality, right? So there is no correlation between these two variables. Now, so this is about the different statistical significant test for the parametric, like which comes under our parametric. So parametric and non-parametric test essentially differentiates between the distribution. So when we have the continuous variables which follows your normal distribution curve, where we apply the the parametric test. However, when we have the distribution which does not follow the normal curve, we basically apply the non-parametric significant test. So in non-parametric significant test, we have the sign rank test, we have the Wilcoxon or Mann-White-Newtony and Kruskal-Wallis and Spearman rank correlation. So similar to t-test, two sample t-test independent or ANOVA or like a Pearson correlation test. In a similar fashion, we have the Kruskal-Wallis, which is nothing but the which can be used or the non-parametric test for the F test. Wilcoxon or Mann-White-Newtony test is the non-parametric test for your two sample independent t-test, and sign rank t-test is the non-parametric test for your one sample t-test. So that's the way you can have the p-value using these piece of code, using the Wilcoxon as a function for having the Wilcoxon test, Mann-White-Newtony test for import, like to have two sample t-test type of analysis, Kruskal analysis sort of when we have categorical variable with greater than two categories for a categorical variable. So in a similar fashion, we can have that. So that way we are concluding these statistical bivariate tests. So the idea, I'll be just placing this whole code on my GitHub. You guys can download it. But at the same time, this is very important to understand from the perspective of like at which variables, taking how many types of, what are the different types of variable taking into consideration, what type of test that can be performed. So many times it happens like, we have the data with us, we wanted to perform the bivariate statistical test. However, we are not really sure like at which instances, taking which type of variables, which type of test can be performed, and on which type of test, what are the different null hypothesis is being predefined into that methodology. So I think this particular table for parametric and for non-parametric both will help you guys to understand on which scenario, which type of test you guys have to perform for doing the hypothesis test, in a way inferential statistics, right? So I hope this will be a very helpful for you guys, and see you soon. Thank you so much.